Hola mis amigos, we're making keto pecan pie ice cream. Hello everybody, I know it's been a minute, but I'm trying to get back into the swing of things and get some more videos out for you guys. So today I'm actually craving ice cream, although the temperatures are starting to cool a little bit as we are starting to head towards winter. That definitely does not preclude me from satisfying my craving. So today we are making a low-carb pecan pie ice cream. So here we're going to start off with the star of the show by getting our pecans nice and prepared by making sort of a pecan pie filling. So here I have 4 tablespoons of butter, and we are just going to get that going on medium heat. And we're just going to wait for that to start melting before we add our pecans. Okay, now that the butter is starting to melt, we're going to go ahead and add our pecans. So I am going to add 1 cup of chopped pecans, but you can pretty much add whatever suits your taste level, up to about 1 3/4 cup or so. So we're gonna go ahead and just add that in with our melted butter. And then to that, we are going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract and about 2 tablespoons of allulose sweetener. Allulose cooks just as well as sugar and caramelizes and everything. So that is why that is our sweetener of choice. You can, of course, use other sweeteners like erythritol and such, but I find that that makes for an ice cream that is not so creamy. You'll have to let it sit out for a bit before you scoop it. So to avoid all of that, we are going to work with our allulose. So again, we are on medium heat. We don't want to burn anything, so we're just going to let these go until things are nice and caramelized. You definitely don't want to step away from this too much. You kind of want to keep your eye on it and keep it moving until it gets to a nice sort of golden pecan pie filling consistency. And by the way, how do you guys pronounce pecan? Pecan is actually the state tree for Texas. So obviously I say it as pecan, but I know there are people out there that say it as pecan, but I'm going to argue with you that it is definitely pecan. It has been about 5 minutes now, and this is what it is looking like. And it smells so good. That vanilla against the pecan smell is just fantastic, and that is definitely giving us that pecan pie essence that we are looking for. So at this point, it's all about just getting them caramelized to whatever color you prefer. I'm pretty happy with this. You just want this to get nice and golden. So I'm probably gonna let this go for maybe 2 more minutes, and then we're going to turn this off and set it aside while we prepare the rest of our ingredients and allow this to cool up a little bit. To make this magic happen more quickly and efficiently, we are going to be using a stand mixer. This is the 5.5 quart stand mixer by FOHERE, and it has 6 speeds including a pulse option. And it comes with, of course, the bowl. Here we have the whisk attachment, which we will be using today. Here we have our dough hook, and this one actually has an extra feature where you can actually use 2 dough hooks. So if you run it with the double dough hooks, then you will be done kneading your dough a lot quicker. Here we have our scraper. Here is the beater attachment. And here is our splash guard. And this one also comes with a recipe book as well as, of course, the user manual. So we are going to be, again, using the whisk attachment today with this mixer in order to make our ice cream. And what I really like about this is that the bowl has a handle, and it is a pretty large bowl. My other stand mixer really doesn't have a handle, and it's not so secure. So I'm really excited about that. It's the little things for me that really make a big difference. So let's go ahead and get started. And of course, I will have the link in the description box below as always, if you're in the market for a pretty good quality stand mixer. Okay, now we're ready to start making this happen. So I did go ahead and rinse out our bowl and our whisk attachment. And to the bowl, we have added 3 cups of heavy cream. So to that, we are going to add 1/2 of a cup of allulose sweetener. And I know that that seems like a lot, but remember, allulose is not as sweet as sugar, so we do need a little bit extra help there. And to really bring the pecan flavor home for our pecan pie ice cream, I'm adding 2 tablespoons of pecan extract. So this is really going to make sure we know what kind of ice cream we are working with. But if you can't get your hands on pecan extract, then you can use more vanilla. And at this point, we are set to go ahead and start whipping this up. So we're going to lower that right in. And you want to run this on high speed. And I'm going to let you hear the first few seconds of it because this FOHERE stand mixer, they say that the sound is no more than 70 decibels. So it should be kind of quiet. So let's go ahead and see what we have. So again, we're going to run this on high speed until we get stiff peaks. We're basically making whipped cream here. So here we go. And we're going nowhere with no electricity. So let's go ahead and plug this up. All right, so let's try that again. We're going to go up to, now this is 6 speeds, so we're going to run this on speed 6. And remember, you don't want to step away from this because we just want this to be stiff peaks. We're making whipped cream here, not butter. So you don't want to turn on you. So here we go. All right, we are back and we now have whipped cream. And that took probably about 5 minutes or so at the highest speed. I think it probably would have went faster in more ideal conditions, but I do have lighting and all of that, so the heat from the lighting probably made it take a little bit longer, but not too bad at all. So again, we want to go to stiff peaks, and that's what we have. I ended up not using the splash guard and everything turned out okay. Probably should have used it, but it wasn't too bad. And you can see here, we have nice stiff peaks. So we have our whipped cream ready to go. So now all that's left to do is to introduce our pecan mixture to this. So at this point, we are all set to go ahead and add our pecans to our cream mixture. So this is what we ended up with after it cooled down a bit. It's still a little bit warm, but nice and caramelized and toasted. So we're going to add this right in. Now you could put the beater attachment back on the mixture and then just beat this end slowly, but I don't see the need to do that. I am just going to go ahead and use my spatula and get this nice and blended in by hand. So just carefully folding it in like so. And just want to give you a warning, whenever you make no churn ice creams like this. I know it's very tempting to give it a taste now. It's not going to taste like much of really anything as to what you're looking for right now. So don't let that discourage you. Just let it freeze, let it do its thing. All the flavors will come together and this is going to taste absolutely amazing. I do wish I had went with a little bit more pecans, but this is going to be okay. We do have that pecan extract in there, so this is all going to taste great. Next, all there is to do is to transfer our ice cream mixture into a freezer safe container. So I'm just giving it one last little mix here, and we're just going to pour this in. This is really fluffy, like a cloud, and that means that you whipped it right. All right, so we are back, and because this mixture is so airy and fluffy, you may find that you have some air pockets in here. So you may want to pick up your container and just drop it on the countertop a few times to release that air and make sure that everything is nice and compact. And now comes the hardest part of this recipe. We have to let this freeze for 6 hours. So I'm going to go ahead and cover this, place this in the freezer, play the waiting game, and then we will have a delicious ice cream to enjoy. See you then. We are back and we've waited the 6 hours, and this is exactly what it looks like straight out of the fridge. I haven't allowed it to thaw or anything of that nature. So now we're going to just go ahead and scoop this up and see what we've got. Ooh, that is nice and smooth. Got one more scoop there. It could still firm up a little bit, but so far so good. And here we are. This is what we ended up with, and it is nice and smooth. It's not crystallized. So let's go ahead and give it a taste. All right, so I have taken my photos, so let's go ahead and give this a taste. I want to go for some with the pecan, of course. And that is absolutely delicious. Using the allulose definitely makes a difference. It makes it taste like any other ice cream. And it does not have that crystallization taste that you get from erythritol. You wouldn't even be able to tell that it's keto. Special thanks to FOHERE for allowing our wonderful ice cream to happen. I will have a link in the description box below for you to check out this excellent stand mixer. Keto pecan pie ice cream. Enjoy, and I'll see you at the dinner table.